A federal judge has ruled that a school district in Pennsylvania must allow students to have an after-school Satan club. Interesting.
It's the devil, okay?
Is it, though? Or is it freedom? In a Monday filing issued by the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania and shared by the ACLU, a judge found that here, although the Satanic Temples Inc.'s objectors may challenge the sanctity of this controversially named organization, the sanctity of the First Amendment's protections must prevail. So, look, a lot of people were pretty mad that the Satanic Temple wanted to do this after school Satan club, which again, they're not really Satanists. They're not actually worshiping the devil. It's really just more of like a secular humanist organization that is pushing back against abridgments of the First Amendment, the freedom of religion. So now this comes after there are these Christian organizations that have pushed to have more prayer in school or more after-school religious clubs. So look, I think that if it's a student-led after-school meeting, that's totally fine. Okay, if you want to do this after school hours and it's led by students and have a little Christian club or a little Muslim club, I don't care. Okay, as long as it's not led by the principal, as long as it's led by teachers or other school employees, government employees, that's it. And so this is totally fine. This actually is the First Amendment. This is actually freedom. So now the school district now has to allow the after-school Satan Club, sponsored by the Satanic Temple, to meet during the school year on 3 previously agreed upon dates. Now, the ruling also says that they don't have to distribute permission slips for the club for students to take home. So that's another thing. They can just go to this after-school meeting, just like any other religious group that decides to do an after-school meeting just like this. Again, this is literally what the First Amendment is for, saying that, hey, you can have your own quote-unquote religion, even though this technically is not. But the thing that the Satanic Temple does is that they challenge these things where you have basically 2 different standards, right? One standard for generally Christian groups that have pushed to have more influence in schools, more influence in the government, putting up like 10 commandments in government buildings. And so the Satanic Temple will come by and be like, well, if you can put, if you can put those 10 commandment statues up in City Hall, then why can't I put a Baphomet statue up? Why not? You cannot sponsor a religion. There should be no state-sponsored religion. So if you put that up there, then we have a duty to put one of our own so that we are all represented here. And I think that's genius. I think it's brilliant. And it is something that strengthens the First Amendment, that actually strengthens freedom of religion, which is a fundamental part of the Constitution and this country. So now the judge, John M. Gallagher, also wrote in his Monday ruling, quote, when confronted with a challenge to free speech, the government's first instinct must be to forward expression rather than quash it. And finally, somebody who actually knows the Constitution, reads it, and believes in it. Particularly when the content is controversial or inconvenient. Nothing less is consistent with the express purpose of American government to secure the core innate rights of its people. The ACLU also made an announcement after this, saying that in a victory for free speech and religious freedom, the federal court has ruled that the Saucon Valley School District must allow the after-school Satan Club to meet in district facilities. And there it is. So, look, it's called freedom. It's called the First Amendment. You don't like it, get used to it. And maybe try to stop pushing religion, actual religion, in schools. Because if you do, well, apparently...
it's the devil, okay?
He's going to come after you.